tired after that one. We have to come closer to you. This feels weird.
Let's go away. Okay.
All right.
Make them.
All right. Make them tough.
We were like, there's going to be 11 people out there. That was the conversation on the way into the bathroom. Right. So we're like, Misha's photo ops are right now. We're not going to have anybody in the audience. There's going to be 11 people. We're just going to talk to each other. And here you are. So do you have questions?
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering, since Wayward Sisters was canceled or not picked up,
I like that. It was not picked up, that's right.
will you guys be in the new season of Supernatural more often?
Let me just make a quick call to Andrew Down. We have no say over that. That's the rumor, but
I shot an episode last week. Thanks! If I weren't wearing tights, you could see where I stabbed myself. 4 people whose job it is to make sure I don't get hurt, and I can still stab myself.
that's your superpower.
That's my superpower. So I've done one, but that's it. Nobody's called me about anything else, so who knows?
We don't know. I feel like I will find out about my episode on Twitter. I sometimes feel like they forget to tell me, but also, I don't know, that's behind the scenes stuff just happens. It kind of happens without us. Where's the girl that asked this question? Oh, there you are. I'm like, there was somebody there, right? Oh, it was high altitude. And the marijuana. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so final answer is I don't fucking know. But I think so. Thank you. Is there another side?
Yes.
Hello. We're waving at you.
Way back there.
Yeah, you gotta wave big. That's who we are.
I just want to say, as a mother, I adore you both. You're badasses. And,
Thank you. I love your little unicorn.
I have 2 daughters, so. She wants to know if you guys like unicorns.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know I have a tattoo of a unicorn? And I got it because I love just getting tattoos whenever I feel like it. And I asked my daughter, and I was like, if mommy got a new tattoo, what should it be? And she said, a unicorn. So I got one.
Good choice.
Thank you. So yes, I love unicorns.
Very much.
Oh, she wants to know if you also like cats.
Cats?
Very important.
Cats.
Cats?
Cats.
Yes. Him and I both have cats.
Yeah, I have 2.
Yep, my cat is named Goose.
And mine are Jack and Simon.
We have a black cat, and his name is Crowley. So.
Well done.
Crowley is quite the pussy. Oh God, I could not say that.
Love you, Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark's great. Crowley on the other hand.
Hi. My question was basically if you could control a future episode of Supernatural and have anything happen, what would you want to do?
Lots of sex.
I was gonna say
For who? I was gonna say, for who?
I was gonna say just lots of Donna, and then I was like, but also lots of sex. Self-sex. That'd be an HBO show. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not smart enough. The writers that write for Supernatural are so... I take it back. I'm very smart. But the writers for Supernatural are incredibly well adept at writing for the style that Supernatural is, and I would never attempt to do what they do. All I would do was selfishly usurp all the time. That's all I would do, because why not? If I'm on once a season, why not make it fucking worth it? You know?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is for Briana. I was wondering what your favorite part about working with Jenna was for that photo shoot.
Ooh,
Adore
Jenna.
you guys. I know.
So Jenna's a really cool girl. This is a gal that I met while we were we met her before, but she's dating Alex. And I met her at a convention before and found out that she was a photographer. And she and I kind of became fast friends when we were in Europe. She's a very, very smart gal, but also she just wanted to do something that, she said she wanted to do something that was empowering and something that was sexy. And she loved that I don't have any kind of real insecurities about my body, and she also knows like how to pose me to make me look good. So it was just the most fun. Both those girls are so young, they're so good at what they do, and I would work with her again in a second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. My question was, what made you guys want to pursue acting?
I'll be honest, what made me want to pursue it is not the reason I continue doing it. So to specifically answer your question, what made me pursue acting is because I wanted people to clap for me and tell me I was okay. I had a deep fucking need to be heard and have attention paid to me. Acting!
I think that's human nature. I think that people think the need to be heard is a bad thing. I think it's a human nature. It does something to our brains. We all need to be heard, and we all need to listen a little better. So I think that's actually a great reason to become an actor. Why did I become an actor? I feel like it was so long ago. Like I decided I wanted to be an actor when I was a little kid. I think the first thing, I think I knew I wanted to be an actor when I saw Les Mis. I was 11. And it was like the first time in my life that I was like, yup, sign me up. And I don't think I wouldn't say I never looked back. I looked back many times and went, what the fuck were you thinking? Get a job. But now I'm so grateful that I decided to do that, and every time I think about leaving the industry, there's always something that brings me back, which in my world is the universe telling me that this is right, and you guys telling me that this is right. So thank you. I'm just yammering on.
Hi! So my question is, as for a lot of people, we probably struggle with fears, as you guys literally scared of everything. How do you conquer your fears, or at least control or hide them?
I recently learned a nice sound bite for this. You're probably all sick of me telling you this, but I ride horses. And it's been a very philosophical and spiritual experience for me. And the particular horse I ride started life as an Amish cart horse. Right? So he had blinders on for 3 years. So now, like, he'll jump over a 3-foot jumps. But, like, if he's walking along, like, oh shit, Casey, it's a squirrel! We're all gonna die! Yeah! Where'd you go? Wait, oh, you're there. I'm really sorry. You're on the ground. You okay? There's a squirrel. Totally my bad.
I could watch that scene all day. You are so entertaining.
The thing is, he's also like that about poles on the ground and shadows on the ground. I'm not a jumper. I only go over things on the ground. And what happens is I know this. And now I'm like, oh fuck, something's gonna be scary. And he does the thing. And so I'm working up to I know it was a soundbite, but the story up to it is not. And what he needs is more. He needs more encouragement, because as soon as I'm like, oh, this might be scary, let's slow down, as we would with a car or life or my general fears, like, shit, that looks like it might hurt, let's slow down so it doesn't hurt as much as I'm afraid it's going to, that's when I hit it. The answer to fear is forward. That's the soundbite. Because just like you're running, I do. Like, wait on this side of the scary thing to stop being scared so that I can get through it, I will always be on this side of the scary thing. The only fucking way to get past the scary thing is to be like, oh fuck, it's gonna hurt! Oh look, it was a squirrel.
I kind of second that. I feel like I don't have a ton to add to that. I feel like I used to use the warmer, colder method, which was when I was presented with something and I immediately felt uncomfortable, then that was my body, my soul saying that that thing wasn't right for me. If I immediately felt warm and cozy, then that's what was right for me. As I got older, I recognize sometimes those things that make me feel uncomfortable is fear. And fear is sometimes nothing more than inexperience, you know, the unknown. So I'm trying to currently embrace the unknown as something exciting, as endless possibilities. Because as Kim says, the other side of fear is, you know, the opposite of fear, which can be the best fucking thing you've ever experienced in your life. So let yourself experience that.
I mean, the truth is, chances are it won't kill you. Chances. Ultimately, when I go through the psychic, like, what am I really scared of? I can start with, you know, appearing in front of a bunch of people with no script that I'm afraid might hate me, or I can jumping over a pole on the ground that I'm afraid this horse is gonna shy at, and every single time it all comes down to the same thing. I will die alone and unloved.
No.
Right? Which is a lie. Fear lies. So if I live my life waiting to disprove a lie, I'm never gonna live. We don't, like, if somebody's lying to you and you know it, nope, it's truth. At some point you go, fine, whatever, and you stop talking to them. Fear is a fucking liar. You don't have to listen to it.
So Kim, I'm autistic too, and I just wanted to say thank you for all you've said about autism and for not seeing it as something that needs to be cured. And my question is for both of you. You both have tattoos, so I was wondering what advice would you give for someone that's going to get their first tattoo?
Do it! I don't know. I feel like Kim and I are very different on the tattoo. I got my first tattoo when I was 18, and I put a lot of thought into it. My mom did not do the tattoo, but she designed the tattoo. She came with me, took pictures of me, my tattoo artist, and yes, it is a tramp stamp. And I love it. It's a ridiculous tattoo. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll find out. And then didn't get another one until I was in my 30s, because I was told, as an actor, for so long, you have to look a certain way. You have to be as malleable as humanly possible, which really is suffocating to someone who wants to be their authentic self. So in my 30s, I went, you know what? Fuck you! And I just started getting tattoos. Now, having said, I find getting tattoos, adorning my body, period. I have septum piercing as well. I just think it's fun, and it's exciting. It feels freeing to me. So I do not put a ton of thought into it. I'm literally like, I'm this guy. People are like, who wants to get a tattoo? I'm like, yeah, let's go. That's it. That's all I need. Anyway, so I say, go for it.
Yeah. I also say, first of all, I would love to say you're welcome, but I thank you for showing me things I wouldn't be able to see otherwise. Like, one of the problems with the neurotypical brain is that we're inside the box. We need people who live outside the box to show us what the stars look like. So thank you. All I'm doing is saying, look what they showed me. Tattoos, my advice would be find an artist you like, not a design you like. When you find an artist that speaks to you, then think about what you want to say and have them design it for you. That's what I did with my arm piece with my daughter. And it wasn't at all what I thought I wanted, and it's perfect, just like my kid. So, that's my advice.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so this question is for Kim Rhodes. So my best friend and I both grew up together watching The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Oh, you guys know that show? You heard of that
So our question kind of stems from that. Did you ever see yourself going into the role of Jody Mills, who takes care of boys who always get into trouble after? As the mom taking care of boys who always get into trouble.
You'd think on paper, Disney Channel's show, that's main purpose for existence is never get letters from anyone angry. And then Supernatural, where there's a daily conversation about whether or not the beheading is too bloody for the standards and practices people. You'd think that the character would be different, but no, it's exactly the same fucking thing. Same fucking thing.
Poop.
Awesome. I know. Poop and blood, body fluids. Boys being boys. And just loving the fuck out of them. Same thing. I would not have thought that it was setting me up to behead vampires, but I'm awfully glad it did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. I'm, everybody knows. I'm doing Maryland's.
Excellent.
And I gave you both a noun.
You need a noun?
Yes, a noun from both of you, please.
Lemonade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fucking stoked about this.
And Briana?
Oh, a noun for me?
See you later.
There's a wall there.
It sounds like there's a business meeting going on right here, and I just want to see who it is.
What is that?
What the fuck is going on back there?
It's just like a radio. They're just like listening to a podcast.
Concentrate.
A noun. Vagina. That's it. We don't get to hear it?
No.
She's building it.
Oh, you're not done
Other
doing
people.
everybody?
There's other people, Briana.
No, there is other people. No, you're gonna I feel like somebody has to tell me that once a day. Briana, there are other people. It is not that it's just that I'm so loud that I can't hear them. Thank you so much. I look forward to your method and my contribution. Okay. Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry, I'm super nervous. So being that you two are super influential for women, especially in the industry today, I think you guys are badass. Who was the most influential people in your lives that you looked up to?
Is that past tense or current?
Either.
I'm going to be honest. This is always my answer. My daughter. One of the most important lessons I was raised to be a lady. I was, in retrospect, raised to believe that other people's comfort trumped my needs, and to be a certain way that somehow would be psychically imparted to me, and I'd be happier if I was that way. It was not out of any, like, my mother was also one of my biggest influences because she completely taught me how to love. Every single iota of God and shine and light that I can impart, she taught me. But it was all she knew. right? And she thought that would make me happy. So I grew up trying to ascribe to a certain ideal. Then I was given this little bundle of lightning as a child. And at one point, I'll fast forward to someone asking me, who are you parenting for? Because I would follow behind her and just be like, oh, it's okay, she doesn't know, she doesn't mean, I was apologizing to her, for her. And somebody was like, why the fuck are you doing that? She's asking questions. Should you maybe not be embarrassed about the questions she's asking and back her up on that? Should you maybe be proud of the courage she has as she marches through the world and asks for what she wants? Should you maybe support your child and not what you think a stranger is going to think of your parenting? And I was like, probably! That sounds super aspirational. I'm gonna get right the fuck on that. And it's still really fucking challenging for me. But because of what I have learned from other people who share with me, I can look at her, and so no, I don't stop her from asking questions, because now I'm proud, and now I ask questions. Now I am courageous. Now I think about what my needs are and I follow up with, because what we said, I'm not going to stop my kid from asking questions, right? But we do know, you ask someone a question about their body, she goes, oh, yeah, did that hurt your feelings? What an honorable thing to ask. And so now, when I have been like, listen, oh, fuck. What did you hear me say? Did I hurt your feelings? Like, my 10-year-old kid is a better woman than I am. So that's who I aspire to be. Last call. It's like, is she here? And she's Gabby Rhodes, everyone.
Oh, that's funny. I love how we both had different buttons for that joke. Mine always surrounds around a party. So I feel like I have many answers to this. But the answer I feel the most currently is I feel like I'm inspired mostly by you guys. Because I feel like, I know, right? It is genuine though. Like, I feel like my mother was a huge influence in me. My mom, she has withstood so much in her life and still, fucking knows how to like have a good time on a daily basis with what she's been through. I don't know how she does that. And I feel like I have become more of myself since becoming a mother. I feel like I make more sense now as a mom. But I feel like I found my place in the world when I started meeting you guys and started talking to you guys about your experiences. And suddenly my world became so large, and not in a scary way, in a way where more in a way where I felt like I was a part of something that I really cared about, and something that I felt like I could make a difference in doing. And it inspires me every day to be a better person, to be more myself, to encourage you to be more yourselves. And I'm so lucky that I will get to do that for as long as we want me to. Oh, feels. Oh, I hate feels. We just had this conversation in the green room. Fucking Jason fucking Mans just called me out because I'm so like... Jason is like, he and I
hilarious.
We have become so tight. Like, he'll just call me on my shit. Like, he's literally like my brother. And I will say something.
I haven't seen it happen before.
Oh, he does that all the time.
It was miraculous.
Yeah. He just was like, no, I'm not letting you get away with that. No. And I was like, shut up, Jason. Why don't you shut up? Just talking about how wonderful my husband is. And I was like, yeah, but he only does that because, he's like, nothing else to do. Jason's like, or is it because he's completely in love with you? And I was like, feelings. So funny.
All over you.
Hi.
Briana, I wanted to tell you this last night and got completely by our fun little games and whatnot. But the episode breakdown was, it was one of those that it was probably, to me, it was like the realest episode of Supernatural, and you were fucking brilliant in it. I mean, I remember when I finished watching that, I mean, I just hit pause and was just, fuck. I mean, it was, you were amazing in that, and it was the most realist interpretation of how people would react, for the most part, to it. There were a few things in there, but for the most part, the realist interpretation of how someone or people would act in a situation like that. And so it was impressive and just awesome.
That means so much to me. Thank you so much for telling me that. I was so excited to do that. Thank you. That episode, Davey Perez, who wrote that episode, I met him at Comic-Con a few months earlier, and he was like, "Oh, I pitched an episode for you." And I've had people say that before, and then it never comes to fruition. So I was like, "Oh man!" And I know that my character is hard to write for because she's a comedic character, and she's kind of, second banana, and she talks in a dialect and all that stuff. And so I know that I'm not the go-to for writers. So I was very appreciative. I didn't necessarily think it was going to come to anything. And then actually when we were when I was in wardrobe fittings for the pilot, everybody was like, "Have you read the next episode?" And I was like, "No," like the whole crew had read the episode. And everybody was coming up to me going, "Oh my God." They're like, it's like old school Supernatural. The crew, who's obviously been around for a very long time and seen many episodes, when they get excited about an episode, I was like, "Oh my God!" But then also, and Kim and I talked about this a lot, like it is challenging to be a comedic actor and to be seen as anything else, and we're both classically trained actors, and I love being able to stretch all of those muscles, and I was very excited about that episode, to do it, to tell that story. I love the story that Davey wrote, and that episode was a huge gift to me. So I'm so grateful that it came across in a good light for you guys too. So thank you. Oh, dark over there. Hello?
Well, it doesn't help that there's a big and bloody glowing thing on the side of the wall.
What is that?
Devil's trap?
Somebody said that to you with like an eye roll. The devil's trap? I don't know shit.
The only reason I know that is because they were going to throw me in one.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right, so no, I'm here. We're just helping someone find a scene.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my question for you is, now that you are both in each other's lives, how has your life changed? And specifically, Briana, do you cuss more now?
This is Kim and I's first meeting. I'm not even kidding. So our very first scene together was the scene where Sheriff Jody comes into the convention, and Donna's, "Hiya, oh, where are you from?" Okay. And I, being quite new to television, was new to the technique of having to hit your mark. I in the last episode I hit every single fucking mark. So it is something you can learn. But it is very technical, where you need to like go somewhere and literally hit a piece of tape on the floor without looking at it. And if you look at it, everyone will make fun of you.
Yes.
She said that experience.
And keep making fun of you for years and years and years.
So I was struggling because I'm behind a table and I have business, and then I have to go over here. And I was not hitting my mark, and I went, motherfucker! And then I looked at Kim and I went, "Oh, sorry, I swear a lot." And she went, "Oh, you don't know me." So we immediately were like, "Oh, we swear a lot." So I think that that was just like kismet. Right? Now we just like swear like a gospel choir. We swear in harmony.
We make up cuss words. Just because we can.
You just get bored of fuck and try something else.
Oh, I just learned in the last episode I shot. Okay, because Jared taught me and Jensen encouraged me. A really good one that is obvious but completely underused. Dick! Don't you remember in Hibbing when you said, seems like a dick, and I was like, I love the way you say I
that.
can't believe I don't use it as a cuss word.
No, because you're so good at it.
So that's my new.
You know what I say a lot? I say, fuck on a stick. I say that a lot.
According to my daughters, I've been saying shitballs a lot recently.
Shitballs?
Yeah. But I've got, dick.
I call people numbnuts a lot lately.
Don't
shut up, numbnuts.
Numbnuts.
No, it's cool.
I'm personally fond of the word tool. Yeah, tool.
I like douche canoe a lot too. We could be up here all day. We should put out a book. Just useful words. This is useful for dinner with the family. Cross the potatoes, you douche canoe. Douche, that's a good one too. Douche. So yes, we like each other a lot. I think that's clear. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. My question's for Briana. As a fellow actress, character arcs and character development are very interesting to me. And so Donna's story is very interesting because she had such a curve in the arc, and she went from being this very happy-go-lucky, human being to knowing what goes bump in the night and having met Sam and Dean. And I just wanted you to kind of talk about what it's like to be the actress, to so seamlessly, by the way, go through that journey with Donna.
Well, how long you got? No, I'm just kidding. Luckily, we were also just talking about this earlier, is that the writers do a lot of work for you. And sometimes it's funny because you show up to your script, and for me, it's only 1 or 2 episodes a season. And so much has happened in between the 2 episodes that I just show up and act. The writers really do most of the work. I know we are trained actors and ideally good at what we do, but the thing about Donna and what she is going through that I love is that the body stuff, the body image stuff was obviously something I think a lot of people can relate to. The stuff, the relationship stuff, again, was stuff that I and a lot of people can relate to. This is what was exciting for me about this character was she was complex. She had a very sunny disposition and was hiding a lot of pain. And I think a lot of us do that. And that is exciting to play, that kind of text and context, meaning the words and then what's actually happening underneath the words. But this new Donna, which is now a hunter, and I would have to assume after the episode breakdown, she must be a little harder. I would think. Again, I don't know because I haven't seen the next episode yet, but she's had a hard time. So I'm kind of excited to see where they place her next, and hopefully we'll still get to do the text and context, because I think those contrasts in human nature are fascinating. The faces that we wear and then the beings that we actually are. So I think it's really exciting when you get an opportunity to play characters that are so dimensional. I hope that I can just keep doing her justice and you guys justice. Woo! Hello. So dark over there.
It is. I want to ask you too,
what's your favorite experience you've had with the show or interacting with the fandom?
Use your words. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can't pick a favorite, but for the overall, like, cash value, prizes, keeping my life going. When I lose myself and I lose my momentum, it's this one. Aww.
I remember the moment, and it was a long time ago. I don't actually think that we'd known each other even a year yet. And I think you were having a hard time at the time, or maybe I was, and one of us threw out the analogy of, there's always one of us in the boat to throw out the life raft. I'm not saying like at all times there's one of us that feels like they're sinking, but there's always one of us to throw out the life raft, and I feel like that keeps this connection very strong. We're also really communicative, and we think on very different heightened levels. Like, we're both really smart in very different ways. So I feel so lucky to have met someone who was really the perfect yin to my yang. I don't know that my experience would be a 100th of what it is had I not met Kim Rhodes.
There is nothing about this that isn't made 100 times better because I'm doing it with her, and I'm better. Like last night at the PJ party, we tried out a thing that, God bless all y'all for putting up with us at the PJ party. It was a learning experience, especially for me. And it just wasn't, it didn't quite, and so we were talking about it today, and I was like, it's got the seed, like it's got the foundation, but this isn't it. And then Briana was like, well, what about this? And I was like, that's fucking brilliant! And it's such, for somebody who is so ego-driven and insecure as I am, like that's just my baseline, that's where I go back to have somebody else like explode in a stroke of genius and have every single part of my being be like, yes, that there, yes, let's us do this because we're on the same team. So her win feels like my win. And that doesn't mean that now there's less and we have to share it. It means now that I win twice as much. And that's fucking awesome!
You keep saying that we talk a lot about the spin-off, and the spin-off that getting picked up was for sure a bummer, and there was lots of reasons that had nothing to do with you or us or the show. There's lots of things going on. It's just the industry and how it is. But as Kim is always quick to point out, we got a shot, and that's a big fucking deal. That is a big deal. And that was you guys. That was all you guys. But the thing that I always had a small problem with the spin-off is that I felt like I always felt like they didn't get it. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do anything. And I felt trapped and scared and unhappy. Even though I had this potential TV show, which is silly. And now that we don't have the TV show, we have this back. And we have this back. And now we're making plans that are so much bigger than a TV show that I feel intensely revitalized. So I don't think anybody on this stage is sad. We're very, very excited about what's to come. And I want you guys to be excited too, because it is going to be fucking huge.
I mean, or not, and that would be okay too, but we're not dead.
Yeah. We're not dead, we're not sad. It's good. Hello.
Hi, my name's Emma, and my question is, if you had to have a superpower, what would you like it to be?
Oh, if I had to have a superpower, a traditional one? I mean,
you know what? Like, I would always say, like, I want to fly, or I want to read people's minds. I don't want to read people's minds.
Oh no.
I have enough problems going, what are they thinking about me? What are they saying? What are they saying? I'm so fucked. Flying sounds tiring. I would like the superpower to be able to fucking sleep. I'd like to be able to sleep.
That's Osric's superpower. Osric openly admit Osric can sleep anywhere. Osric Chow. Master Chow. Master of the nap.
I know people who literally can like be like this open bottle of water. Just get like a quick 5 minutes. Good. I'm like, oh man, I'm in bed and I'm like, okay, count sheet. Okay, think of white light. Oh, my brain is always on overdrive. I'm a terrible sleeper, kind of famously. So I would love to be able to sleep.
So you will totally, I have never said this. Now that I think of it, you're going to be like, oh, of course you would. Selectively. I don't want it on all the time. I'd like to be able to turn it off because it'd probably make me a little fucking crazy. But I'd like to talk to the animals. I want them to know how much I love them.
Really, out of all, you can do that. They know, Kim. They know. You can't tell me that with an animal, when you go up to an animal, you go, oh, who's pretty? You're pretty. You're pretty. You think that they're going, I wonder what she thinks of me. I think you're good. Don't
But I want to hear them say, thank you.
Oh, you
How
saw
are
it?
you? I want an entire conversation.
That made my sinuses hurt. Lordy.
Briana, this is one of those wonderful differences. She still so lovingly puts up with the fact that we will be in the middle of an intense, but do you really think that which came first, the patriarchy or our response to the patriarchy? And to go, poodle!
That is not an
He was
exaggeration.
rolling over on his back in the sand. I'm not making this is not a hypothetical. This was in England, in Birmingham, in the Blackwall. I was like, we were like deep into like cultural. The poodle, he's really in the sand.
It doesn't even have to be like it can be a fucking gopher. And I'm just like, are you having a good day? Are you having a good day?
I made them stop taping.
Oh my gosh. Nice, buddy. It's pretty cute. Those of you in the back, Kim just said, this Misha can tongue kiss me. I don't know. Kim Rhodes, everyone.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to say, okay. I'm sure whatever it was a good choice at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Rhodes and Briana Buckmaster.